On an overcast and chilly day, let's wrap up the final non-conference home series of the season. It's Oklahoma and Northwestern, the Big 12 versus the Big 10. Hi again, everyone, and welcome inside the broadcast booth, along with Tori Nerschel on this Sunday. My name is Chris Plank, and we appreciate you joining us for the final home non-conference series for the Sooners this year. Of course, a limited home slate. Yesterday was a frustrating day at times at the plate. The Sooners did sweep both Drake and Grand Canyon, but just one hit against GCU and the 1-0 win with a runner on base. How important is it to get that momentum going at the plate early, Tori?
Well, it's tremendously important. We've seen a lot of what Northwestern has to offer on Friday night. Looked good against them, but absolutely when we see their strongest and best pitching here today, it's going to be imperative that we find a way to start early and keep it going throughout the rest of the game, just passing the torch and finding ways to, manufacture runs. So it's going to be huge for us to jump on that early in the game today.
Great pitching, though. Giselle Juarez, two great performances against both Drake and Northwestern on Friday, and Mariah Lopez, and we love seeing this guy.
Oh, absolutely. It's been so fun to watch these phenomenal athletes come in, and a different pitching staff look than what we're used to, obviously, but it's just as effective, just as potent. We have a lot of mix of looks and speeds and pitch variety, lefty-righty options, which is, a great tools to have in our artillery. So it's been really cool to see them piggyback off each other and find ways to be really effective in the circle.
One of those lefties is G. Juarez, who has been the star this weekend so far in the circle for the Sooners. She's won both of her starts. Even though she gave up 2 runs yesterday to Drake, which was the first time she's given up 2 runs in a game since before the Mary Nutter Classic. How about that? 66 strikeouts to just 10 walks. She'll face a little bit of a different look for the Northwestern Wildcats as their starting lineup for head coach Kate Drohan looks like this. Morgan Nelson will actually lead things off. Skylar Shellmeyer had been a leadoff hitter on Friday night. They've shifted her down to the 9-hole. And kind of a unique occurrence in their lineup in which Daniel Williams, the pitcher, actually hits, which is somewhat of a rarity, Tori, in the sport anymore.
Yeah, we don't always see someone that can do both that effectively. Even for our own team, I think of maybe Paige Parker, but other than that, in the past years, I can't think of anyone of note. But yeah, pretty cool when you have a situation where your pitcher's able to handle their business in the box as well as in the circle. It really gives the coach a lot of flexibility with that lineup in terms of that DP and flex situation.
First pitch to get things started today is a strike from Giselle Juarez. 1:02 Central Time with the first pitch, and as you can probably tell by the fans in the background here today, a little bit of a chilly day. There is rain in the forecast, so we got to hustle. The 0-1 popped up, could be trouble, and it falls in front of Mendez in center field. Looked for a moment like Grace Lyons might have the beat shifting out from shortstop. Mendez may have had a bit of a late break, but a leadoff single for Northwestern. Sooners set up defensively like this. That's all too familiar look on the left side with Romero and Grace Lyons. CC and Shane Knighton starting at first base. Lindsey Elam back behind the plate. And Nicole Mendez getting the nod after Reagan Rogers started yesterday with Alo in right and Fale Aviu as we celebrate Fale's senior day in a Sooner uniform. The first pitch is a beautiful bunt back to Juarez from Maeve Nelson. 1 away. Sacrifice works to perfection as Morgan advances to second base. Morgan Nelson, when the Sooners played Northwestern on Friday, was actually hitting in the 7-hole playing left field. She's leading off here today. Maeve Nelson, the shortstop who just had the sacrifice bunt, she was actually in the 3-hole. Nikki Cochran was the cleanup hitter. First pitch swinging right through it. So Northwestern already putting a runner in scoring position. Something they did not do against G. Juarez on Friday night.
Making quick work of it today, huh?
Trying to get things started fast. Off the glove, a diving catch made by Grace Lyons. Sid went to celebrate and forgot to cover the bag and went sprinting back. But what a play by Grace Lyons.
Wow, love that.
Slowed it just enough and a diving backhand. Watch Sid's celebration. And then about midway through the celebration, it's, oh no, I better go cover third. 2 outs for Megan Newport. pitch is low to the left-handed hitting right fielder Newport. She went 0 for 2 against Juarez on Friday night. Grounded out to first and struck out. She's hitting .333 on the season. 1-0 pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Cobb, Illinois. Lefty on lefty matchup, 2-0. Morris has fallen behind 3-0. We're talking about this during the Drake game yesterday. Walks had not been an issue with Juarez recently, but she had 3 free passes yesterday morning against Drake. Finds the zone here, 3-1. In fact, the 3-walk game was the most free passes that she's given up in a game the entire season. This could be trouble, but Lyons has a beat, makes a catch, and ends the inning. It was the Grace Lyons show in the top half of the first inning. Oklahoma and Northwestern are scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. Sooner softball presented by OG&E, power at the speed of life. So take a look at the Sooners starting lineups presented by Love's Travel Stops. Clean places, friendly faces. Kaylee Clifton back in the leadoff spot, followed by Sid Romero, who is on one heck of a streak. Romero currently in the midst of a 7-game hitting streak. Knighton of you and Alo with Grace Green in the designated player spot batting 6th. Lyons 7th, Elam 8th, and Nicole Mendez batting 9th. And here is one of the best pitchers in college softball, Danielle Williams, a true freshman, 12-2 on the season with a .085 ERA. How about this? She's won the Big Ten Freshman of the Week honors twice as the first pitch is into CC for a strike. Williams is the first player in the Big Ten Conference to win multiple Freshman of the Week honors. Knowing the depth of talent they have in that league, know how challenging she is. The 0-1 pitch is up high for a ball. The Sooners saw a good dealing of Wiley and Newport, Wilkie, and Morgan Newport on Friday. And now they get the ace, Danielle Williams, 1-1. At the outside corner, CC's behind on the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Clifton, among the team leaders, on base percentage at .479 so far this season. The team leader with 14 walks, which Tori Nerschel is exactly what you want in that leadoff spot.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, not a surprise to see her back in that leadoff role because, I mean, we've talked so much about that great eye that she has, not only her ability to wear a lot of pitches, but very selective and able to get a lot of walks as well, as you just mentioned. So for sure, a great way to set this offensive tone. And not to mention her presence and that captain role. I mean, a great person to have as a leadoff.
2-2. Nearly, it did hit her. Caught her on the inside sleeve. Clifton will head down to first base and add to her record-setting total of hit by pitches in her career. She is #1 on the career list for hit by pitches for a Sooner softball player. And even though she doesn't lead the team in that category this year, that is her 57th career hit by pitch. I heard Chad McKee nicknamed her the Bruise, the human bruise. I think that might be a fair way to put it. And the first pitch to Sid is in for a strike. You can't say it enough. It sets the tone for the whole team whenever you have someone that's not afraid to wear it like that.
Absolutely, it does.
By the way, our starting lineups have been presented by Love's Travel Stop. Love's Travel Stop, clean places, friendly faces. The 0-1 to Sid. Pop the bunt up. Should be an easy play for Williams, and there's one away. There's Shay Knight. In Friday's game, Knight went 1 for 3 with a 4th inning home run that might have been one of her deeper shots in her career. Holy smokes. For Knighton on the season, it was her 4th home run. See if she can add 5 here as she takes the first pitch in for a strike. It's like Williams isn't afraid to live kind of up in the zone, is she?
Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. She's definitely living up there, but I mean, hey, she's able to, you know, pepper that top part of the zone pretty consistently, and if she's getting called, I mean, I don't blame her.
Oh, 1 pitch is up, 1 ball and 1 strike. Could CC be on the move here? Flipped in on the stolen base numbers this season. Just 2 for 2. Not a bad little hit and run count, though. Ball and a strike. There she goes. Popped up. Get back, CC. Going to be a double play as the ball is caught by the shortstop, Nelson, and they double off Clift and to end the first inning. We head to the second. OU and Northwestern are scoreless. There's a good look at Michelle Gascoigne, the pitching coach at Northwestern, and what a career she had as the Sooner, I guess you could say 1A to Kalani Ricketts back in 2013. She wore the crimson and cream, and they celebrated a national championship, did she and Kalani Ricketts. Opposing dugouts now, but we're in the same dugout. Look at that dedication. And was in the circle. Look at that nastiness. When the Sooners won a national championship, there's 2 coaches in new places celebrating with a hug now, right? And Gascoigne and Jessica Schultz. But good to see the former Sooner back in town this weekend as the 0-1 hits the leadoff hitter Jordan Rudd, the catcher. And a base runner for the 2nd straight inning for the Wildcats. Michelle Gascoigne, though, not just a really good pitcher, a really good pitching coach, but a really good person, too.
Oh, one of the best people I think softball has brought into my life. Just, I mean, a competitor for sure at heart, but doing so as such a phenomenal teammate. And, I mean, I never played as a teammate of hers, but having her on our staff while I was a player, I mean, she knows the game so well. She's so generous with the wealth of knowledge that she has, and always looking to help the people around her be better.
Here's the 1-0 to the second baseman, Lewis, and it's in for a strike. You think about those names in that lefty dynasty here at the University of Oklahoma. Jen Stewart, Kalani Ricketts, and Michelle Gascoigne right up there with the Paige Parkers and the Paige Lowrys. Could G. Juarez be the next name? She's off to a great start. Ooh, hit off the helmet of Lewis as she squared to bunt. And Lewis just goes straight down to first base, but I think she may be a bit rattled. She's taking the helmet off. Oh! As we got the replay, almost looked as if it kind of got her underneath it a bit with the way that Lewis was turned. Any way we can see that again, guys? Lewis, watch this. As she turns her head just to, oh, no, that's a direct hit. So, back-to-back hit by pitches here in the second inning has put runners at first and second for Northwestern. Juarez, a little work on making sure that the dirt was cleared out of her cleats. You can see she's not, she's set. Here's the pitcher, Danielle Williams. You can't help but wonder if this might be a sacrifice situation for the freshman pitcher, who on this season is hitting .243. She will indeed square to bunt, pull back, take a strike. Rotation good for the Sooners, with both Romero and Knighton charging, and then Lyons shifting over to cover third. A big-time communication play here, too, for the Sooner defense. Definitely.
Not a bad idea to get that look from Williams. See how that bunt defense is working. There's on first and second.
By the way, Michelle Gascoigne did get to throw out the first pitch as well, too. And in the background, you see Kalani Ricketts. Paige Parker was there as well, too, and a big hug from Lindsey Elam. So, kind of a celebration of the career, now coaching career, Michelle Gascoigne. Right now, her Northwestern Wildcats are putting the pressure on the Sooners. Runners at first and second. Nobody out. 1-2 count here for Juarez against the opposing pitcher, Williams. 9 for 37 on the season for Williams at the plate. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. They'll throw behind the runner at second. Good job by Lyons to knock it down. 1 away. First strikeout of the game for Juarez.
It's huge.
Kind of surprised to see 18-year head coach Katie Drohan go away from the attempt at a sacrifice after just 1 pitch.
Yeah, I'm wondering how much of it was a true sack attempt and how much of it was just to see how the defense is working. But as you mentioned, good communication, good movement on top of that bunt. So probably taking that as feedback.
And G. Juarez pounding the zone here to start with Lily Novak, the first baseman. Novak, an 0 for 2 Friday night. Ball's hit well, but foul. Juarez has jumped in front of Novak. No balls and 2 strikes. Great energy for both dugouts right now. That Northwestern dugout won to avenge a tough one on Friday. Juarez misses low. And even though the fight is for maybe some warmth, the crowd is bundled up and making some noise too. They want to see Juarez work their way out of it. 1-2. Frozer on the outside corner. What a pitch from G. 2 away.
Oh, what a bounce back.
Perfect. 64 miles per hour from Juarez. Whew. Now 2 outs, and Skylar Shellmeyer, who was the leadoff hitter on Friday, in the 9-hole today, swings through the first pitch for strike 1. Shellmeyer went 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts against Juarez. I think she might be fired up for a little bit of a bounce back here. The 0-1. That just missed. One ball, 1 strike. We haven't seen much movement from Rudd at second or Lewis at first. The pitch. That just misses in. 2 balls and a strike. Lewis the runner at first, Rudd the runner at second. Both reached on a hit by pitch. The 2-1. Beautiful pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And now G's got a chance to work her way out of a self-created jam here.
Yeah. Great to see this bounce back and comeback though.
The 2-2. Staying alive. Shellmeyer. That's a good point, Tori. Jen Rocha has to feel good about the way in which G. Juarez has fought back after putting a couple of runners on. The 2-2. Shellmeyer again wastes a really good pitch.
The outcome of this, that's going to be a huge momentum add for whoever ends up winning it.
First season back in the Crimson and Cream for Jen Rocha. It's at Florida from 06 to 17. 2-2. That was just absolutely unfair. Juarez pulled the string and Shellmeyer didn't have an answer. We head to the bottom of the second. Juarez works out of the jam. The Sooners and the Wildcats are scoreless. There's tonight's player to watch, Fale of You, as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Sooner softball presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Boom! Fale of You, the only offense the Sooners needed last night. A solo shot skits over the left center field wall. And that was one of just a couple of hits the Sooners had against GCU. 1 of 4. Fale on Friday night went 1 for 2 against GCU, and she hammers the first pitch she sees deep to center field. It's gone! Oh, baby, what a shot! On her senior day off the bat of Fale Palima of You, and she did it again. 1-zip Sooners as a view airplanes into home plate.
Gotta love that. Wasted no time.
Not a bad player to watch either.
Oh, yeah. Perfect timing for everything.
She got the pitch she wanted and just absolutely unloaded. Second home run in as many days for Fale of View, which puts her on the season at 4 home runs and 11 RBIs. Where's the curtain call, Fale?
I love her.
And here's Jocelyn Allo, who would love nothing more than to go back-to-back. And she takes the first pitch up and in. Well, that's one way to steal some momentum after the big-time job that G. Juarez did getting out of a jam in the top half of the second. Allo rips one into left field, a base hit. That's more like it from this Sooner offense. Kelsey Arnold over at first base, taking over the coaching duties with the puffy coat. And what do you think? Maybe 3 layers underneath that, maybe just 2.
I'm going to guess 4. I'm going to guess an Under Armour, a sweatshirt, a jacket, and a puffy jacket.
We'll say this much about Kelsey, the 2-year captain. She has really been a major force for this team in the locker room, just kind of helping them adjust to life without a captain. You know, she was the captain for 2 years, helping out a true freshman shortstop, truly understanding what Patty Gasso wants. You can't say enough about it. She's also in a battle right now, too. First base coaching duty between her and Kaylani. There's a bouncer. It's going to get through. Into left field, a base hit for Grace Green, who steps to the plate, takes a pitch for a strike, and then bounces one into left field.
Yeah, I think the key for us here really is to jump on these counts early. I mean, obviously being selective and only swinging at good pitches, but I think being too analytical with it is where we were getting a little bit in trouble earlier on. So I think that this is a much better approach for us.
Michelle Gascoigne makes her way out to the circle to talk to her her young pitcher. Sooners and Northwestern have played each other a bit. Series history brought to you by OU Extended Campus. Degrees online, on site, on your schedule. Become the tradition. Visit pacs.ou.edu. Now, they played in March of 2019, which was the 8th, which was Friday. So there is a little bit of a recent history. Sooners won that game 7-0. Oklahoma now 2-0 in the series in Norman. They lead the overall series 15-2. These two teams have played in the Mariner Classic. They played in non-conference tournaments. But as you can see, very rare to get Northwestern from the Big Ten here in town. So Friday's meeting was the 7-0 win for the Sooners. Now Oklahoma looking to add to it. The 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Runners at first and second with nobody out for Grace Lyons. She's going to show the bunt, pull it back, and take it high for a ball. Maybe, too, trying to get a feel, as we saw last inning from Williams, the pitcher, Danielle Williams, when she was at the plate with runners at first and second, to see what the defense might be doing.
Yeah, that was a little late of a show for a sac bunt, and I don't think she'd be punting for a base hit.
Another late show, but that's in for a strike, 1-1. Lions got the party started on Friday night against Northwestern with home run number 4 on the season. That was a no-doubter over the batter's eye. So is this. Get out of here. Grace Lyons destroys one over left field, 250 feet in Oklahoma. And the Northwestern Wildcats, it's now 4-0.
Love that. Oof. Ball up in the zone. She got her hands up, too, and just had great extension through that pitch. Got all of it. Beautiful swing. Wow.
Worked the count where she wanted it and hammers a no-doubter to left center field. The 5th home run of the season for Grace Lyons. And for Grace, RBIs 12, 13, and 14. And here's Lindsey Elam. This is becoming eerily similar to the 4th inning on Friday night for the Sooners when they put 6 runs on the board. They have now matched their hit total for the entire game against Grand Canyon last night in an inning, essentially. The 1-0. That ball's hit well to left field. Carey out of here. It's gone. It's gone. The Sooners go back-to-back on Lindsey Elam's first home run of the season. Oh, baby, what a shot. And Oklahoma has jumped on top 5-0. 3rd home run of the inning.
Wow.
I don't know, Tori, if that's going to get out of here with that wind yesterday, but here today, just over the left field wall. How huge is that for a player who maybe had been struggling a little bit, like Lindsey Elam had? Her overall season average was hovering around 200. In fact, it was at 233. To hit your first home run, it's got to be a huge confidence booster.
Oh, especially off of a quality pitcher like Danielle Williams. I mean, knowing her reputation coming into this game.
There's a bunt by Mendez. Going to be a tough play. Williams turns, throws it away. Mindy's on her way to second. Will she get there before the throw? Yes!
I love Nicole Mendez's base running style. I mean, no hesitation there. She realizes that ball's rolling into no man's land, immediately just takes off to second. I mean, her speed is exceptional, but her confidence with that base running, knowing that she has that speed, I mean, she's made a lot of really effective stuff happen for this offense just based on her aggression and her ability to make things happen base running wise. It's really fun to watch.
6th hit of the game for the Sooners. Mindy will advance to second on the air on the throw by Williams. And here's Cece. Cece was hit by a pitch. As Oklahoma looking to blow this game open. And this might be it for Danielle Williams. Now, on Friday night, Kaylee Weingartner, the new pitcher, her first pitch to Kaylee Clifton is low for a ball. Weingartner making her first appearance of the weekend, just her 4th of the season. 1-0 pitch misses, ball 2. Sooners lead at 5-0. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning, nobody out, with Nicole Mendez standing on second base. Just 5 1/3 innings pitched so far this season for the senior righty Weingartner. The 2-0. Hard hit at the shortstop. Could be 2 to second. No. Back in time as Mendez, 1 away on a line out by Clifton to Nelson at short. Not a bad little offensive explosion here in the 2nd inning, Tori Dershel.
Oh, yeah. Great tone set here in the 2nd inning. I mean, 1st inning, we could obviously tell that we were struggling a little bit, but as I said a few minutes ago, I think jumping on these counts early on, swinging hard, the first good thing we see.
Like this, hard hit ball towards left center field, it falls. Mendez is going to stay at third. Sid Romero's hit streak is continued. And Shay Knighton becomes the 9th batter of the inning. Stay hot, Sid Romero.
She did a great job staying down to that low pitch in the zone and extending through. Just peppering something hot to the infield.
8-game hitting streak for Romero. And don't blink here with runners at 1st and 3rd. The first pitch to Shay Knight. She shows bunt, pulls it back. They'll throw through, but it's cut off, so Sid steals the bag easily, while Mendez doesn't move from 3rd. It's that 1st and 3rd situation where they try to deke the runner into maybe going from 3rd by faking the throw through, as it's cut off by the shortstop Nelson, but the Sooners didn't bite. Shay takes the 0-1 pitch outside. For Sid on the season, that's her 3rd stolen base. She's now 3 for 3 in stolen base opportunities in 2019. 1 ball, 1 strike to Shay. That that ball stay fair? It did. The run will score on a ground out by Shane Knighton on a ball that somehow stayed fair down the first base line.
All right.
It's an RBI, but how? Look, hits and...
Oh, I think it touched foul territory for like 1 or 2 bounces. She caught it on the chalk. It's a ball you let go with someone like Nicole Mendez at third.
Well, here's Paulea View. She started this party with a leadoff home run here in the second inning. 10th batter this inning. She hits another one. Go ball! Over the head of the center fielder, scoring easily is Romero. View adds a double to a home run here in the bottom of the second inning, and the Sooners have put 7 on the board. It's 7-0 Sooners in the bottom of the second.
Oh, go ahead, Paulea.
Wow, that ball was smoked. Not a bad inning, heck, not a bad game on her senior day. 2 for 2 now with a double and a home run and 2 RBIs in just the second inning. Well, here's Jocelyn. She singled and scored earlier this inning. The first pitch from Weingartner. Caught the outside corner for a strike. One thing that you pointed out, Tori, that has been pretty obvious, the Sooners aren't waiting for a count to come to them. They are attacking here this afternoon.
Definitely. I mean, you're always going to be more successful when you're on your toes and not on your heels.
Here's the 0-1. Jocelyn had a home run cut at that. Alo's season average up to 377. The Hawaii native. And she has a chance to put this game in run rule territory with one swing of the bat. The 0-2. This is outside, 1-2. Alo, 23 hits on the year, 10 RBIs. She's scored 11 runs and has been walked 8 times. Here's the 1-2. Boy, look out, Coach. There's a magnet over there on Coach Gasso this weekend. He was checking on everyone behind her. Watch that. Not much bothers Patty Gasso. She's a pretty special person.
Braver than me to be standing over there.
1-2. Just low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 25th year as the head coach at Oklahoma. Just selected for the Oklahoma Sports Hall of Fame. She's been a head coach for 28 years. She is excited about this team's potential. 2-2. Jocelyn stays alive.
Good job on that pitch, getting a little piece.
Be interested as this year goes along, Tori, and we get a chance to talk more and do more games together. Just for you to continue to see how teams are trying, if they are, to pitch Jocelyn differently.
Yeah.
Seems as if they're very selective and careful. 2-2. They weren't very careful there as the off speed was hung up just a bit. Jocelyn hammers it foul. And I guess that's kind of a Captain Obvious point. I know the true diehards like, really, they're going to be careful throwing the ball. How they pitched to Jocelyn Alo.
They're not going to throw it right over the plate for her.
But just in kind of the different mix of pitches that she's seen so far this year.
Yeah. I mean, she's so potent and she has such a great eye. It's really important to try your best to keep her, try to catch her off guard, I guess. If she expects a certain pitch coming and you throw it where she's looking for it, I mean, she's so good that she's able to adjust to any spot in the zone. So you really do have to be careful about your approach with her.
Full count. Ball 4. Well, the Sooners' second isn't over yet. Grace Green has singled and scored a run earlier this inning. She was able to walk home on the 3-run home run by Grace Lyons, who waits on deck. Grace Green hit a shot out of here on Tuesday against McNeese. The first pitch, low for a ball. Green's numbers on the season currently at .365. She only had one at bat last night, struck out early, and then Aaliyah Flores checked in. 1-0, outside, 2-0. And we're talking now with the Sooners. 21 now. This is game number 22 on the year, and you have 2 freshmen that have started just about every single game. Coach being smart about when to give them a break. That could be trouble into shallow right, but Lewis had a beat on it and makes the play and ends a big-time inning for the Sooners. A view, Lions, and why not Lindsey Elam. Oklahoma leads it 7-0 as we head to the third. Sooner softball presented by OG&E. Sooner softball presented by Budweiser. This Bud's for you. Enjoy responsibly. Proud partners of Oklahoma Athletics. 7-0 Sooner lead as we head to the top of the third inning, and the first pitch to the leadoff batter, Morgan Nelson, is in for a strike, and G. Juarez has a little bit of help on the scoreboard now, Tori.
Yeah, has to feel good having a nice 7-run cushion.
Here's the 0-1. And that's in for a strike, 0-2. Here's the numbers in that crazy second inning for the Sooners. They sent 12 batters to the plate, knocked out 8 hits, including 3 home runs. And when it was all said and done, a nice crooked 7 up on the scoreboard. Home runs from Fale Aviu, Grace Lyons, and the first home run of the season. In fact, the first home run in the career of Lindsey Elam. What a moment. The 0-2. Fouled away. Pretty special feeling when you hit your first bomb, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Amazing.
They're bundled up, but they're here. And that's what makes this fan base so great. The 0-2. Boy, that just missed on the outside corner. Hasn't necessarily been smooth through the first 2 innings for Giselle Juarez. Northwestern has been knocking on the door with runners in scoring position in each of the first 2 innings. There's a well-hit ball foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sooners. Go ahead, Tori.
I was just going to say, in response to G's performance in the last 2 innings, what's still encouraging is the way she was able to get out of that second inning a few minutes ago. Getting herself into a hole with 2 runners on and then finding a way to shut down the next 3 batters. I mean, as uncomfortable as it can be to have, your leadoff and your number 2 hitter get on base, especially the way that they were, granted those bases with walks and hit by pitches. Or was it 2? It was 2 hit by pitches. I mean, tough, obviously, but great to see how she's able to respond to get out of it.
Ball's hit foul. You put yourself in a tough spot, and then you obviously have to fight through it to get out without giving up a run. It's a pretty big deal. Good at bat going here for Morgan Nelson.
I mean, it's going to happen as a pitcher, whether you're the one that creates that situation for yourself, or you're coming in to, pick up another teammate's slack, or sometimes things just happen. Good pitches are still hit well, and, every pitcher, no matter how good you are, is inevitably going to have, they're going to find themselves in a hole every now and then. So to be able to get out of that is huge.
The 2-2 pitch popped up. Does Sid have a play? She does not. But a nice play in the stands. Boy, those left field, or I guess you could say on the left field line, temporary bleachers have They've given us some playmakers so far this weekend. Another fan catch. Watch this. I think this is the 4th one this weekend. That's a good point just brought up by our producer, Theron Smith. We're at a 1,000 fielding percentage in those temporary bleachers as Juarez throws a strike right past Nelson. A 12-pitch at bat.
Wow.
And there's one away. He's climbed the ladder. And that is the 4th strikeout for Juarez. And in that being 4, that's 4 straight. Here's Maeve Nelson laid down a sacrifice bunt in the 1st inning. Misses does Juarez, low and away for a ball. We love to hear from you throughout the game at OU on the air. That's at OU on the air. Best way to stay in touch with Tori and I and the crew here in the broadcast booth. Oh, off Sid. That looked like it hurt. A hard hit ball that one-hopped Sid. And that looked like it hurt. She's trying to walk it off. She's got a smile and she says she's okay. Let's see where it gets her. Is that the wrist?
Wrist or forearm?
Oh, no, leg. I know this is very easy to say from the booth, but it's much better that it caught her in that leg than in the wrist, because had it caught her in the wrist, that could be very problematic right now. Now, this is something that's going to take a couple of days to heal for Sid, and I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that's going to leave a mark. But it's a base runner on a hard hit ball. Well, that came off the bat at 78 miles an hour. And it caught her just absolutely right in the leg. Swing and a miss on the 1st pitch to Nikki Cochran. Cochran was at the plate in the 1st inning and hit a shot that actually was redirected off the glove of Romero. Then a diving catch was made by Lyons behind her. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, strike 2. You know that Sid's going to be okay whenever the Sooners athletic trainer, Andy Pigeon, didn't even emerge from the dugout to check on her. In fact, I think Sid did a good job right away after taking the shot of saying, I'm good, I'm good.
Yeah.
Here's the 0-2. That ball skied into center field. Mendez has a beat on it, makes the catch, and there's 2 away.
She got a good piece of that, just missed.
Big smile from Mindy out in center field, and there's 2 outs for Megan Newport. She popped out to short her last time up. Any fly ball yesterday was an adventure. It doesn't mean it's any easier today. The winds aren't quite as severe, but Tori, they can still mess with you a little bit on those high pops like that.
Yeah, I mean, springtime in Oklahoma makes it interesting for sure.
First pitch is up for a ball.
Yeah, as you said, especially when they're up so high in the air like that, they're just hanging. They're a lot more susceptible to being manipulated by the wind.
1-1 after that. Try to hold my swing. Yeah, the manipulation of the ball by the wind has been a real interesting one to watch this weekend. 1 ball, 1 strike. Juarez just missed. She took off that 54 miles an hour. The look of almost disbelief on Juarez's face. 2 balls and a strike. Interesting to see if the Sooners hold on to this. The 2-1 pitch just misses low 3-1. And then, I mean, a fairly substantial lead. How kind of far they might push Juarez. She pitched 5 on Friday. She pitched 5 yesterday against Drake. There's a hot shot towards left field. Foley has a beat on it, and the inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 3rd. Sooners lead at 7-0. Grace Lyons leads off the 3rd. Sooners on top 7-0, and time is called before the 1st pitch. Lyons left the yard her last time up with her 5th home run of the season. She takes the first pitch for a strike. 317 average for the Sooner shortstop. 13 hits this year, 14 RBIs, 16 runs scored. She's maximizing those hits. She takes the pitch low and away. Ball and a strike. From the senior, Kaylee Weingartner, who replaced the freshman Williams. 2-1 is up. 3. We mentioned we love to know where you're listening from, so a thank you for following along and watching and listening to Mark Worley up in Springfield, Ohio. 3-1 pitch. Caught the outside corner. Grace thought it was ball 4, 3-2. Teresa is listening in with one of the young softball, the youth softball teams that's here beyond the right field wall in that overflow crew. Buddy Brandon Jackson Medill today, 3-2, as that's fouled away. The Flores family is in the house.
Love it.
The Aaliyah Flores family is here today in full force. Todd, Jeannie, Stephanie, and Jason sitting in the family section for today's game. Larry following along in the St. Pete Sooner Den. Our man, hype man Harry, Granny Karen in St. Cloud, Florida, and you too at OU on the air. The 3-2. Boy, that ball's hit well to right field. But Newport has a beat on it, makes the catch, and there's 1 away. Sooners on Friday night put 7 on the board in the 3rd inning, but they were unable to add to it. We'll see if they'll be able to add to that run total here today with Lindsey Elam stepping to the plate. I should redo my math. A solo run in the 3rd and a 6-run 4th was the total from Friday night that led to the 7-0 win. They had them, the Sooners have Northwestern in run rule territory, but just couldn't push another run across. Here's the 1-0 to the Sooner catcher. This is up to him. Tiffany is checked in Ridgedale, Missouri. Jet City Gin in Seattle today. Angela Guerin, not a bad softball player herself, in Sugar Land, Texas. And Debbie watching in Austin. We appreciate you following along for Sooner softball. As Elam has jumped ahead on the count now, 3-0. That's going to get a little let's go from Dunlap, the 3rd baseman, towards the circle for Weingartner. The 3-0. And again, Elam thought she was headed down to first base just like Grace Lyons thought she would. Instead, it's a 3-1 count. The righty brings it home. There's ball 4. And the Sooners have their first base runner here in the 3rd. And that will bring Nicole Mendez to the plate. He singled on a bunt her last time up, advanced to 2nd on a throwing. We mentioned it in the pregame show, Tori, the Sooners were, well, they just had 1 hit with a runner on base yesterday. They went 1 for 11 against GCU in the nightcap. Already today with runners on base, they're 4 for 9.
Love it.
Mendez sitting with a runner at first base here. It takes the first pitch inside for a ball.
So important because not only is that manufacturing runs, but I mean, it's producing momentum, it's creating more confidence and trust in you and your teammate. I mean, being able to execute and get the job done, especially with runners on base and in scoring position, is major key.
Mendez takes the 1-0 on the outside corner. Yeah, in fact, the Sooners are hitting .444 with runners on base today. They're hitting .500 with runners in scoring position.
Love it.
This is already the 10th at bat of the game with a runner on base for the Sooners. 1-1. Nicole bounced that off her leg. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Along with Tori Nerschel, I'm Chris Blank. Thanks for hanging out with us for Sooner Softball today. Darren Smith, our producer. Michael Cord, our director. Joel Manning, on-site engineer. And our camera crew bundled up to bring you all the pretty pictures today on the TV side. 1-2 pitch, ball 2. Simulcast on radio, so thank you to those following along on the Franchise 2, AM 1560. My buddy Nate Baldwin. Look at our guys. They're staying warm. Top-notch creativity with the cold weather gear here. And always the threat of rain. The 2-2 to Mindy. This is ball 3, and that didn't miss by much. Full count. Weingartner already getting set to throw her 38th pitch. And here it comes. Ooh, swing and a miss as she pulled the string on a 50-mile-an-hour changeup. And that's the first strikeout of a Sooner here today.
Nice pitch.
2 outs now for Kaylee Clifton. Ooh. Could almost see the smile on Mendez's face after the swing and miss, where she knew just one more second. I shouldn't even say second, millisecond, as Clifton takes the first pitch for a ball. One more beat. There you go. CC was hit by a pitch in the first and lined out to short on a hard hit ball in the second inning. She bats here with 2 outs and a runner at first here in the third. And 1-0 pitch catches the inside corner. One ball, 1 strike. Sid's waiting on deck, so the shot she took to her leg won't end up costing her the rest of the day, which is a good sign. As the count runs to 2-1 now on Clifton. Though with a bruise like that, I think the last thing you would want to do is stop playing, right?
Oh, yeah, you want to keep moving.
Once this game wraps up and she's settled down, that might be when it's the least amount of fun. 2-1, really pulled the string on that. CC tried to stay back, but ends up taking it for strike 2. 50 miles an hour.
Wow. You'd swing twice. Missed the first time, hit it out of the park the second swing.
Mixing up speeds here is the senior Weingartner. 2-2. Bounced into left field, a base hit. CC has a hit. Which means now every starter for the Sooners has been involved in either getting a hit or driving in a run. And just a good job of taking what was there for CC, Tori.
Yeah. I'm sure something a little on the inner half. Maybe a little bit early, rolling over a little bit, but getting a good enough piece to get that hard hop, making something happen.
Sid puts a charge into one to center field. Is it going to be deep enough? No. Caught just short of the track by Shellmeyer. And the inning is over as the Sooners strand 2. We head to the 4th. It's all Oklahoma, leading Northwestern 7-0. As Oklahoma takes on Texas Arlington. Women's tennis battling Kansas State. And then baseball with a home matchup against Missouri State. And don't forget about Friday night inside the LNC, as the Sooner women's gymnastics team takes on Alabama in a huge showdown for the Sooners. Just a week ago today, over 10,000 strong showed out for an incredible matchup between Oklahoma and UCLA, and we expect more of the same coming up on Friday. So we look at upcoming OU athletic events brought to you by Red Carpet Charters, the official motor coach carrier of OU Athletics. First pitch is a strike to Jordan Rudd. Catcher takes the 0-1 pitch low for a ball. We're the 4th. All Sooners so far 7-0. Like what you see so far, Tori Nerschel?
Oh, yeah. I think we've talked about this a little bit throughout the game, but just a change in approach that we saw from inning 1 to inning 2 offensively. And then defensively, obviously, lights out so far from what we've seen. So very solid. Yeah, just looking to find a way to continue to shut this Northwestern offense down. and, push a few more runs across.
Ball and 2 strikes. G. Juarez still in the game. Deuces a papa. Aaliyah Flores, who was checked in at first, calls off everyone and makes the play. G. Juarez gets the pop out, and Aaliyah Flores makes it look somewhat spectacular in foul territory. She's got it. She's got it. Hit the brakes. Move just a bit. Great play, Aaliyah.
Look at relief.
First pitch is low for a ball to Rachel Lewis. So that's the only change for the Sooners defensively. With Aaliyah Flores checking in over at first. 7-zip Sooners. 2-0 count now to the second baseman Lewis, who was hit by a pitcher last time up. Flores at first, Clifton at second. Lions manning the shortstop position with Sid Romero still in at third and Elam behind the plate. The 2-0 is a strike. Views out left with Mendez in center and Ala in right. 2 balls and a strike. Lewis's average is dipped down to 161. Now the count is evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just 10 for 62 on the season. Warriors brings it home. It's high, ball 3. Seven runs on 9 hits for the Sooners, and another strikeout for Juarez. Oh, 5th of the game. And by my count, that will put the totals for Juarez on the season up to 71 strikeouts in 51 innings.
Wow.
2 outs, and time is going to be called as Daniel Williams is no longer in the game, so probably just clarifying here. Kenna Wilkie. There's Kate Drohan in her 18th season at Northwestern. Replaced the legend, Hall of Famer Sharon Drysdale, along with her sister Carol. They've done an incredible job. 12 tournament appearances. Boy, they pushed Georgia to the brink last year in the Athens Regional. Finished 38-19. With a 14-8 mark in the challenging Big Ten Conference. First pitch to the sophomore is in for a strike. Wilkie on Friday night went 0 for 2. Michelle Gascoigne making these pitchers hit. Wilkie was starting to circle and also had a couple AB. She was nowhere near that. No balls and 2 strikes. Wilkie's season average is at 200, but a little bit better with 2 outs, hitting .250. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. G. Juarez does it again. Strikeout number 6. And the Sooners make quick work of the Wildcats in the 4th. We head to the bottom of the 4th. All Sooners. Oklahoma leads at 7-0. Sooner softball presented by OG&E. Power at the speed of life. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and Northwestern is going to bring in Kenna Wilkie to pitch. The Sooners saw Wilkie on Friday night. She gave up 6 runs in 3 1/3. So Kenna Wilkie gets the call here to try to slow down the Sooner attack with Oklahoma leading at 7-0. Shea Knighton is the only Sooner starter that doesn't have a hit. She does have an RBI, though. So, Shea, let's see what you got. First pitch, nearly hit her. Ball 1. Kaylee Clifton got a hit last inning. Sid Romero extended her hitting streak. View has a home run and a double. Alo has a single. Grace Green has a single. Grace Lyons and Lindsay Elam have home runs. And Nicole Mendez has an infield hit. The 1-0 pitch is outside to Shea, 2-0. To say the offense has been on point today, Tori, might be a bit of an understatement.
On point.
Two
Really
balls and no
encouraging.
strikes. Wilkie, by the way, sophomore out of Braidwood, Illinois, by way of Reed Custer High School. She actually was responsible for one of the first wins of the season when she knocked off Utah State. 2-1 pitch to Shea. Look out. Right towards the Sooner dugout. I don't think Leah Wodak flinched, though. Chase Brown shirt in. Neither did Jake Scroggins. In the heavy jacket there, that's Sam Martin. That's the Sooners' new strength coach for 2019. Baylor Boyd and Delaney Gurley there on the screen on the far right. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Shea. This is outside. Full count. Patty Gasson, the third base coach's box, takes a long look at the lineup card. There's the 3-2 pitch to Shea. Every starter has a hit as Shea dumps one into right field, a single.
Did a great job going with that pitch.
So Knighton scorches one into right field, which means the Sooners now in the game have 10 hits from 9 different players. That's pretty cool. And Fall A of U has had 2 of the biggest hits of the game, including that no-doubter to center field. Just a perfect swing, Tori.
Yeah.
And she almost hit a second bomb right off the base of the center field wall. And now she'll bat as Audrey LaValle has checked into pinch run here, and Fall A nearly gets hit, and it's called a strike. Shows you how tight she is on the inside line of that batter's box. There's Audrey, the freshman from Choctaw by way of Carl Albert High School. A very versatile player into run, the 0-1. This is outside. This is the only Sooner that has a multiple hit game so far. But everyone that started will have a hit. Here's the 1-1 to Fall A. That's hammered into the right field corner. Rounding second and heading for third is LaValle. Coach Gasso will hold her up there. It's a 3-hit day for Fall A of U.
Have yourself a senior day, Fall A. Wow.
A single, a double, a home run.
Maybe triple next time? Go
Why
full
not?
cycle?
Why not? Will she get it next time? Hey, it might happen this inning with the way this offense is going. I mean, she just ripped that into the corner. You might be asking yourself, 3-hit games, a career high? You bet. It's the 5th time that it's happened for Fall A of U. The first time in 2019. The last time it happened was her sophomore season, as the first pitch to Alo is in for a strike. In fact, you were at the game the last time that had happened. It was against Long Beach State whenever they were playing Long Beach and Arizona, that doubleheader.
2 years ago.
The 0-1 to Jocelyn. Popped foul and out of play. Alo is 1 for 1. Walked her last time up, singled and scored a run. She was aboard when Grace Lyons left the yard in the second inning. She bats here in the 4th with runners at first and third and nobody out. Sooners on top 7-0. The pitch well outside.
You know I love first and third situations, Chris.
How careful do you have to be, though, when it's 7-0? You don't want to... This is an aggressive team.
Yeah.
Never want to say anything feels good. Alo rips one foul. I think they made another catch in the temporary bleachers. I'm not kidding. I think a dude just snagged that.
I think when you willingly go up there to sit, you have to
gotta be
know that
ready.
you're going to make a play.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch to Alo. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. A frustrated Jocelyn walks back. Let's watch. Let's get the replay here. I think Jacobs there's a guy that moved out of the way. I don't know. That goes a little bit out of the screen. Kyle Cantu is nodding and saying he thinks, yes, it's a catch. I think the flinch by the young man in the black jacket with the red scarf kind of made that look a little bit more confusing than it should have been. Here's Aaliyah Flores' first at bat of the game. Ooh, nearly hit it. Aaliyah shows her ability to bend. It's been a nice start to the 2019 campaign for the Sooner sophomore. Of her 7 hits, 4 for extra bases. She takes a strike on the outside corner. I don't know if there is truly a first bat off the bench. I think it's more about matchups and situations, but she's definitely been one of the first hitters called upon by JT and Coach Patty Gasso. Grounder to short, bobble. They won't get the runner at second. They won't get a Flores at first. Oh, they will. LaValle scores, though, and puts this game in run rule territory for the Sooners. It's now 8-0 on the ground out by Flores. She'll get credit for the RBI, which will be her 4th of the season, and nearly beat it out at first base.
He did a job.
Got that run home. Boy, Nelson stayed with it. Give her credit, and what a throw. Kelsey trying to get the call. That's what a good first base coach does, but can't get it. 2 away. And this is Grace Lyons.
Shortstop, number 3, Grace Lyons.
Lyons digs in from the right side of the plate. The shortstop left the yard in that 7-run second, and she gets hit here right on the Evo shield. And she'll jog down and chat with Sooner first base coach Kelsey Arnold. She wore that. That is the 2nd hit by pitch of a Sooner this game. The 5th in the last 2 games. And in Lindsey Elam's spot will be the senior Kylie Lundberg.
Hitting for the Sooners, number 27, Kylie Lundberg.
Lundberg, the senior out of Lakewood, California. She hit a home run on Friday night.
Yeah.
Part of that
Big one.
6-run third that kind of opened 4th, that opened things up for the Sooners. Ooh. Well out in front of the first pitch from Wilkie for strike 1. 8-0 Sooners. 8 runs now on 11 hits. No balls and a strike. The runner at second is a View. The run at first is Lyons. And quickly, Lundberg is behind on the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Lundberg is tagged out, and the inning is over. Tough at bat for Kylie Lundberg, with the Sooners put this in position where they can win it with 3 more outs. We head to the 5th. 8-0 Oklahoma. Nicole Mendez will move from center field to the circle as Oklahoma leads it 8-0. We'll reset the defense after the new pitcher, the junior, Willie Novak, will lead things off. And the first pitch from Mindy misses outside. It's a real simple switch. Reagan Rogers has moved into center field with Jocelyn Allo staying in right. There's a good look at the senior by way of Bridge Creek High School, Blanchard, Oklahoma. He's had a nice senior season so far. 1-0 is low for a ball, 2-0. It's been she's only pitched 2 2/3 so far this season, but the couple of walks have put Mendez in a tough spot in her 2 outings so far this year. The 2-0. That drops in for a strike. She's Tori Nerschel. I'm Chris Plank. Our producer is Theron Smith. Michael Ford as we play here in the top of the 5th. Sooners lead at 8-0. 3 outs and no runs. It's a run rule win for the Sooners, which means our guys Matt Bradley, Jacobs, Stingray, Schuller, and Christian can get back in out of the cold, doing a great job on the cameras all day long. There's the 2-1 pitch, is a swing and a miss, 2-2. And the fans deserve a big attaboy and kudos today. Fighting through some elements. Rain is on the way. Get these 3 outs. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. The 5th strikeout of the season for Nicole Mendez. 7th of the game by a Northwestern hitter. And just a good pitch from Nicole.
Yeah, I mean, she has that natural drop in most of her pitches anyway, so especially when you have that one starting low in the zone. Looks about the same as the others. It just barely drops out, tails down as you swing. Very effective.
Wildcats are going to use a pinch hitter here. Second time that they've gone to their bench. Lauren Caldron will be called upon from the right side of the plate. First pitch hangs up a bit, ball 1. Kenzie Kelso has also checked in behind the plate for the Sooners, so let's make sure to mention the Tuttle product. Good look at the freshman. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. So not just Aaliyah Flores at first, but Kelso behind the plate. Trying to get the final 2 outs and finish this game in run rule style for the Sooners. The 1-1. Nice pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sooners looking for win number 20 on the season. They sit at 19-2. They've won 9 straight games, looking to make it 10. 40 straight at home, looking to make it 41. The 1-2 is in the dirt. And what's wild is after today, the Sooners will only have 6 more home games left on the schedule.
Unreal.
Road Warriors to the max. We'll take a look at that road ahead coming up after this 2-2 pitch. Mendez brings it home. Bounced, foul. Maybe we'll wait till after this hit. Don't want to invade Caldron's AB here. One for 5 on the season for Lowen. Here's the 2-2 pitch from Mendez. Check swing, I didn't mean to. Foul back. Fans put the mittens together. Try to keep the warmth going. As the 2-2 pitch from Mendez is headed home. Nasty. Nasty. Pure filth from Nicole Mendez. 2 away as strike 3 is called.
Wow, how about that?
Here's a look at the road ahead. Central Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers, professional grade. We fly out on Wednesday for Los Angeles, a Thursday doubleheader with Cal Santa Barbara and Loyola Marymount. A Friday doubleheader with Dartmouth and CSUN. And a big Saturday game with Illinois before returning home on the 20th for a game against North Texas. Line shot over the head of Sid Romero and into left field, a 2-out single for Morgan Nelson. Pretty good little piece of hitting here.
Nice little shot. I like that timing swing. Not timing swing, but some of the timing swings that she could read the ball a little bit better, which is a smart move against someone like Nicole Mendez, whose ball seems to move a little funky with that lefty spin.
There's Maeve Nelson now with a runner at first. And 2 outs. Sooners an out away from ending this. First pitch is low for a ball.
I like both these uni combos we saw today.
They're pretty nice for both teams, aren't they?
Yeah.
That all crimson look with the wood grain. And this solid black look from Northwestern. A cool day for uniform fans. That's popped out of play, leaving the count of the ball and a strike. 8-0 Sooners. We're in the top of the 5th inning. 1 ball, 1 strikes. Mendez. Right down Lindsay. 1-2. Road Ahead, by the way, is brought to you by your Central Oklahoma Buick GMC dealers. We are professional grade. We'll be road warriors the rest of the way. The 1-2 pitch from Mendez. Ooh, just low. I think Kelso thought it was strike 3 the way she popped up. Jen Roach and Patty Gasso are counting on a lot from the junior. See what Mindy can provide as a different look in the circle. 2-2. Just stays alive. You said it earlier, a little different spin, a little different pace, a little different velocity. They like what Mendez can do in the circle. Whole different feel when you go from the power of Sale, the power of Lopez, a little more spin from Juarez, and then Mendez can just drill you in the dirt.
Yeah, just enough to keep you off balance, especially when she's only coming in, for an inning or 2 at a time.
Right.
Very effective.
Here's the 2-2. Foul tip. She stays alive. Nelson digs back in. She has one of the 3 Northwestern hits today, with Morgan Nelson aboard at first. The 2-2. Little looper off the glove of Mendez to Clifton to first. Win column Sooners. What a stretch by Flores, and make it 10 straight wins for the Sooners. 41 straight at home. Their 9th run rule win of 2019 is an 8-0 shellacking of Northwestern as the Sooners improve to 20-2 on the season. Smiles all over the place for the Sooners as Oklahoma picks up win number 20 on the season. A 7-run second propels the Sooners to an 8-0 win over Northwestern. Their 9th run rule win of the season. They have now won 41 straight games here at Marina Hines Field. And since the loss to UCLA, they've won 10 straight games. Time for a Taco Mayo game recap. Along with Tori Nerschel, I'm Chris Plank. And boy, Tori, it really started just with a solid job in the circle from Giselle Juarez, working out of a tough jam in the second and continuing to set the tone for this team. Yeah, very solid. We saw a little bit of shaky ground there at the beginning with some loud hit-by pitches and a few hits, but yeah, found a way to shore it up and shut down that offense, working really efficiently through those last couple innings, so really cool to see. Juarez did get the win. She improves to 9-0 on the season, and in 4 innings of work today, she struck out 6 and allowed just 2 hits. But today was all about the bats, and it was all about the second inning, and it started with her day. It's Fall Ace Day. It's Fall Ace world. We all just live in it. She hit that bomb that started things, and Grace Lyons added this no-doubter, which is her 5th home run of the season. And Lindsey Elam goes back-to-back with her first home run of 2019. She had to be absolutely ecstatic as Oklahoma knocks off Northwestern by a final score of 8-0. The Sooners hit the road. They were flashing the leather defensively and knocking the ball all around the park. Oklahoma is now 20-2 on the season, and they have won 10 straight. For my partner, Tori Nerschel, I'm Chris Plank, signing off from Norman, saying Sooners win. And until next time, Boomer Sooner, everybody.